Whitney Houston, a voice that defined a generation. But behind the legendary talent, chart-topping hits, and global fame lies a story filled with triumphs, heartbreak, and tragedy. How did Whitney go from being America's sweetheart to one of the most shocking losses in music history? Stick around as we uncover the highs and lows of Whitney Houston's life, from her meteoric rise to the dark side of fame that led to her untimely death. Whitney Houston was destined for greatness. Born in 1963 to a musical family in Newark, New Jersey, Whitney had soul music running through her veins. Her mother, Cissy Houston, was a renowned gospel singer, and her cousins were none other than Dionne Warwick and Aretha Franklin. So it's no surprise that Whitney's talent was recognized early on. By the age of 11, Whitney was singing in her church choir, and it didn't take long for her incredible voice to catch the attention of industry insiders. In 1983, at just 19 years old, Whitney was discovered by Arista Records head, Clive Davis. And that moment, it changed everything. Her self-titled debut album dropped in 1985, and to say it was a success would be an understatement. It was a phenomenon. With hits like Saving All My Love for You and How Will I Know, Whitney's voice was on full display, capturing the hearts of millions around the world. She quickly earned the title The Voice, and her album topped the charts, eventually going diamond. But it was her rendition of The Greatest Love of All that solidified Whitney's place in music history. That single shot to #1 and became an anthem for self-empowerment. Whitney was unstoppable, and the awards came pouring in. Over her career, she'd collect 6 Grammys, 22 American Music Awards, and 2 Emmy Awards, just to name a few. But even with a voice that could shake the heavens, Whitney's rise wasn't without challenges. Her father, John Houston, who was also her manager, became a significant figure in her life, and not always for the better. Their relationship, which had started off strong, eventually soured over business dealings and financial disputes. In 2002, Whitney's father even sued her for $100 million, claiming she owed him money for managing her career. The lawsuit drove a wedge between them, and they were never able to fully reconcile before his death in 2003. Behind the scenes, Whitney's personal life was beginning to unravel. In 1992, she married R&B singer Bobby Brown, a relationship that would become infamous for its turbulence. While their love story started as a whirlwind romance, it quickly became marked by public scandals, substance abuse, and accusations of infidelity. The media often painted Bobby as the bad boy, and many speculated that his influence contributed to Whitney's struggles with drug addiction. But those close to Whitney have said that her issues with drugs started before Bobby, during the height of her fame. Regardless, their relationship was toxic, fueled by the pressures of fame and addiction. Together, they had one child, Bobby Christina, and while they tried to keep things together for her, the damage had been done. Whitney's battles with addiction would eventually become public knowledge. Over the years, her once pristine image deteriorated as reports of erratic behavior, missed performances, and rehab stints emerged. In a now famous 2002 interview with Diane Sawyer, Whitney addressed the rumors head-on, stating, "Crack is whack." But it was clear that her struggles were deeper than anyone knew. And then came February 11th, 2012, a day that shook the world. Just hours before she was scheduled to attend Clive Davis's pre-Grammy party, Whitney Houston was found unresponsive in her hotel bathtub at the Beverly Hilton. The official cause of death was drowning, with heart disease and cocaine use listed as contributing factors. She was only 48 years old. Her death sent shockwaves across the globe. The world mourned not just the loss of a music legend, but a woman whose voice had touched millions, whose songs had soundtracked our lives, and whose struggles in the spotlight became all too familiar. Her daughter, Bobby Christina, would tragically pass just 3 years later under eerily similar circumstances, further deepening the heartbreak of Whitney's story. Whitney Houston's legacy is a complicated one, marked by incredible highs and devastating lows. But at her core, she was an artist, a mother, and a woman with an extraordinary gift. She remains the most awarded female artist of all time, a true legend who lived her life in the spotlight, for better or worse. But one thing is for sure, her voice, her spirit, and her legacy will never be forgotten. As we remember Whitney Houston, let's pay tribute to a once-in-a-lifetime talent, one who will continue to touch lives for years to come.